Azie. R.I.P. my boy. With parents like those, you was bound to fail, bro. I just wish you could have got into like a mentorship program or something. You ain't had no support, bro. Everybody was telling you yeah and shoving booger sugars in your nose and abusing you and stuff. They just put you in the garbage disposal, bro. I wish you could have came stayed in my guest bedroom, bro. That's kind of blues room, but she would have let you stay in there. Now you done gone on home to glory. R.I.P. Azie, bro. I'm so sorry. That's just so sad. It was so sad, man. I wasn't dressed appropriate or nothing, bro. I had candy corn pajamas on. I was inappropriate. They ain't tell me nothing. I was so surprised. Hey everybody, thank you so much for checking out this video. It's your girl LB. Welcome to my channel, Watch With Me LB, where I give you fun, fresh, and funny rants, reviews, and recaps on my favorite movies and TV shows. We have reached the end of season 3 of Reasonable Doubt, baby, and I know I kind of dipped off in the middle, okay? Not my fault. I don't know why I volunteered to do things at my children's school right after Halloween. I don't know what was the problem. I'm back now. That's the moral of the story, okay? I didn't know what was going on this season, baby. I didn't know whether I wanted to scratch my watch or wind my butt this season, babe. I loved it. It was so good. I feel so bad for my boy Azie. Literally all his life he had to fight, and ain't nobody look out for that boy. And now when I tell you his mama and daddy was trash, I have a lot of thoughts. So let's go ahead and talk about it, babe. I am trying to reach 20,000 subscribers before the end of 2025. I'm well on my way. If you are so inclined, please subscribe to my channel. It's a blast over here. We have created a great community of people who like to giggle, people who like to watch shows, and people who like to get into shenanigans on the interwebs, babe. So if that's your cup of tea, your pint of brew, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I am doing a 20K giveaway just in time for the holidays. If you are interested, check the description box on my channel, hit the link, fill out the information. You will be entered to win a New Orleans themed gift basket just in time for the holidays. Just something from my heart to yours, to say thank you for the ride, babe. Thanks for the support. Okay, let's get into the recap. Okay, we getting right down to the nitty gritty, to the meat and potatoes. Okay, what happened 6 months ago? Azie and Wendy got into a fight because, let me tell you something about his mama though. Let me just get into the mama right. You know what? No. You know what? No. I'm not gonna start out fussing. Just know what I'm thinking about the mama is not, I ain't really about to get into that. Azie and Wendy got into that fight on the night that she died, because Azie's mother, who I could just told him that she was sleeping with another man. We know that the mama went and put on her go-go gadget instigator hat and concocted up a story and did all kind of stuff to get that situation going, right? So obviously Azie confronts Wendy. She drives off. Azie gets a knock at the door, and we see that it's that old gutter snipe abusing ass agent of his, Monica, right? And so she's like, you know, coming over there to do what abusers do, child. And he ain't really trying to hear it. She puts her hands on his chest and like he pushes her away, and she scratches him, right? Which I was like, how the hell that happened? But child, I just went with it, child. So that explains the scratches on Azie's chest. And don't have the name of one of my favorite R&B songstresses out here abusing people. Okay, I don't like that. My girl Monica is a mortician and an R&B superstar. She's multifaceted, multi-talented. I don't like that. So Azie over there at the house getting high with Alex, doing all that booger sugar, right? And he talking about Wendy, and he getting upset. And so they say, well, let's go see where she is. She over there at the cabin in the woods, right? So Alex drives Azie up there to see about Wendy. So they get up there, and that's when all hell breaks loose. So Azie can barely stand up. That boy liver is quivering, as are his knees. Okay, so he walks up to the stairs and sees that his sister is there, and the sister is bumping her gums. She can't even talk. Azie, what are you doing here? So she telling this story to Daniel on the porch of the cabin, right? Because you know, last time we saw her, she had a gun, and so Daniel was talking her down, and she was telling him what happened. No ma'am, blue chicken nugget, Miles Morales. No ma'am, no ma'am. Good girl, thank you. Daniel say, hey, I know you're telling me all these things I have been asking and begging to know, babe, but I just need you to take a little pause. The verdict is in. They hand the verdict in. Azie has been found not guilty. Woo! He didn't do it. Woo! He's not guilty. Hallelujah, hallelujah. We can see that Jax and Azie have really built a relationship. Jax really cares about Azie, and as much as Azie complains and whines and moans about it, he really does appreciate Jax and cares for her as well, especially because his mama and daddy are trash. Basura. Now we have to take a break from the Azie Edwards trial and go over there to the worst place in America, also known as wherever Lewis is. I can't stand that man. I just really want them to give him a storyline that's gonna make me like him. This whole season, Lewis' only storyline was him whispering in the darkness and being a dummy at work. Okay, no, I can't fire him because he's a black man with a child. So, you know how many black men got children that actually know how to do their jobs, bro? What you holding on to this random looking one for? The issue with the boy at the job come up again. His old slick slide ass. He not doing his work, and Lewis trying to cover for him because he got a baby on the way. Literally couldn't care less. I don't care. Because what you're not going to do is put my reputation and my job in jeopardy because you want to be a loser. Okay? L7 weenie. Covering for this. I don't even know why. Because the man not even likable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even like his retweets. Like, ugh. However, Lewis says, I emailed him a file with some bleep blops and floop-de-doos in it. Make sure that he proofreads it or whatever. I don't speak coding. Long story short, Lewis sent Sam something. That's his name, Sam. Sent Sam something to figure out, right? Let's just go ahead and wrap Lewis up, child. Okay, anyway, so Lewis sent the man the folder or whatever, knowing that he wasn't gonna open it, then use that to go ahead and fire the dude, right? And so then Lewis was like, oh yeah, get the fuck out and whatever. So he ended up firing the man. That's it. That was just it. I need Lewis, listen, bro. You ain't got nothing to do. You don't got no pickup basketball game to go to. You just be at work being a dummy, and then you go home and you whisper to Jax. And then you give her some yam. Like, I mean, I appreciate the yam part for my girl Jackson anyway, but I'm just saying, can you do something else? You're not a part of no organization. You're like, go do something where you're not ruining your family. Go do something productive. Let me see what else you got going on, okay? And yeah, he did the snooping around part with the daddy or whatever, but still, that's not enough. That's not enough, Lou. So anyway, child, back to what really matters. We talking about Azie. So they back at the law firm and they are, you know, celebrating the win, right? And so Azie is talking to Jax and she invites him over for dinner at their house because the last time he came over, blue chicken nugget, Miles Morales, no ma'am. Now, you're misbehaving. You got to be the big girl and a good girl listens. Now, thank you. Homegirl turned 35 in a couple weeks, babe, and she just was like, listen, I do what I want to do, okay? I said no, ma'am. Now, why you make me fuss at you in front of the cousins like that? You know you're not supposed to do that. No, ma'am, Sam. Now, you want me to get up? Hold on, let me get up. That's what I thought, though. That's what I know. Don't come over here. I ain't got nothing for you. Don't come sit on my feet. Sit on your own feet. Anyway, I'm sorry. She being rude. While they having this conversation, that trash mama and the even more basura daddy is over there talking to the lawyers about Azie's future. Did they go set the man up for counseling? They just found out the man was abused the other day. This is a grown-ass man, but we obviously know from the testimony of a certified mental health facility specialist or whatever that lady is, a psychologist, psychiatrist or whatever, that the man is stunted. Like, he basically a child still. He on drugs. Y'all ain't doing nothing. You just want to move on to the future. Trash. Trash, bro. With parents like those, no wonder that man be spazzing out, okay? At that same time, Daniel comes in with news for Jax. But before we could get that tea, we got to go over there with Ain't Shit Bill, okay? Now, listen. Nah. And we had gave him a pass because he got a black wife, and the black wife was all thick and juicy, child. He had a nice, you know what I'm saying? No. So Bill talking to them sneaky partners over there that's been trying to backstab Jax this whole season, right? And so he's like, you need to put some respect on her name because she killed it and make money and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, she's not a fan of that. Like, just really kind of advocating for Jax. And the little snaky partners were like, well, if Jax did it all, then what do we need you for? Now why? Jax and Daniel finally have their conversation, right? So Daniel tells Jax what Kristen told him. Basically, the sister is saying that she is responsible for Wendy being at the cabin. Pause. Hold on. I just want to say, if you're going to threaten somebody, like if you're going to say, like, I have this piece of information that if I tell anybody, it's going to really hurt you or damage you or cost you money or it send you to jail. Keep it to yourself, babe. I'm not sure why people have to make a declaration. I'm going to make sure that you go to jail. And when I leave this cabin in the middle of nowhere where they don't have cell service and the next neighbor is due east 7 miles, I'm gonna go straight to the nearest police station and turn you in, and I have the evidence. You could just shut up about it. You know what I'm saying? That way you could be sure that you make it to your destination. You know what I'm saying? Because if the people got something to lose, they go ahead and send you home to your maker. Then now you dead, and the information is dead with you. Wendy had a lot to say, bro. In all of the versions of this story, Wendy was like, I'm gonna do it. Zip it, sis. Like, why you just don't be quiet? Like, I don't. The sister took Wendy to the cabin, according to her. She took Wendy to the cabin, and then Azie and Alex came. And then Azie was like, oh my God, what you doing here? High as a kite, right? And then let her loose a little bit. But then he was so high, he passed out. Wendy ended up getting away. Then Kristen got a gun from out of space somewhere. And then she ended up shooting Wendy in the woods. And then she put Azie in the car, even though he was passed out. So she drug him, like, body weight and all, put him in the car, drove him to his house. Then also drug that heavy dead body weight for, of Azie, high and unconscious, and put him to bed. That's what the sister said that she did. And I said, pause. Not Mousy McGee, huh? You a cold-blooded killer, huh, girl? That's interesting. Listen, I'm gonna go with it, babe. Listen, adrenaline make you do all kind of stuff, child. Listen, I was Jackie Joyner Kersey one time when a Doberman was chasing me, babe. I'm not that fast in real life. That adrenaline, though. Jax and Louis have Corey and his new fiance over for dinner, right? And so Jax and Corey have a chance to talk. And so Jax was telling Corey about how the partners wanted Bill to do the closing, remarks at Azie's trial, even though she had done all the work, and that was crazy. And, she don't really trust Bill, like, talking about it. And so Corey was like, ooh, now that the trial is over, I can go ahead and tell you, they had wanted to bring me on as a partner, and it was literally about to throw you in the garbage disposal, babe. I'm so sorry to tell you. And so she was like, oh, word? Oh, word, huh? This is an interesting turn of events, I dare say, okay? Absolutely not. I don't like them, and I don't know what the problem is. Like, I don't know well, yes, I do. I know what the problem is, and you do too, okay? You get a quick scene where Jax and Chelsea, her sister, the daughter by her daddy, is, they having a nice little conversation, and they chopping it up, and then Chelsea tells Jax, listen, I don't want to be this guy, but my daddy been running the con on you. His plan was to come, smooth up, go ahead and ask you for some money, but then your mama got sick, and so he stayed for the treatment, and listen, I just felt like you should know. And then Jax was like, well, why are you telling me this? You been knew what the deal was. And she was like, well, I just want a sister, because my daddy been trash all my life. He been trash all your life. Let's just go ahead and be sisters, bro, because, we don't have nothing else to get out the situation, right? And so Jax is like, all right, well, let me go ahead and think about it. When Jax got something on her nog, she got to go run. I used to be a running girly. Listen, I used to run at night, primarily in my subdivision, and I loved it. My skin used to be looking so good, bro, but then herniated disc. Sciatica want to come in and be a hater. So then, of course, Jax got to confront her daddy, and they having a conversation, and Jax does want a relationship with her daddy, but she does not trust her daddy. One, he's an addict, and two, he's a liar. Like, he was a liar before he was an addict. Boy, Azie is a free man. You know what I mean? He could do anything he want to do, so he's having a kickback. And all the people at his party, the hoes is there, and they doing what hoes do. The booger sugar is flowing. I guess booger sugar doesn't flow because it's sugar. So I guess the booger sugar is being pulled up. I'm a law-abiding citizen, babe. I don't know, okay? I just know that the booger sugar is in attendance. Jax had invited him to dinner that night, and he chose to be with his partners. He's like, you know what? Y'all can have this shit. I'm about to go eat me some collard greens and candy yams and go sit at the table with some people that actually really give a shit about me, right? So he go over there to Jack's house, and they have a really nice time. And that son of theirs, what's his name? I can't remember that little boy name. He home from school. I said, Lord, they let him out the closet. That's great. They put that little boy in the closet real hard, okay? I said, listen, I'm glad they let you out, get you a little fresh air, son. That's nice. So he there, and the little girl Naima there. I'm glad they remembered about her child, because she got her own closet. They put her up someplace. Anyway, Mama Lou there, and she not doing nothing or saying nothing crazy. She looks great. She had a little health scare, but she on the mend. You heard me. And Louis there pissing me off, child. Anyway, Azie makes a statement about how Jax and Louis are good parents, and they actually care about their children. So, Naima and that son, I can't remember his name, Craig. I know it ain't Craig. What? Craig. So dinner is over and everybody going their little separate ways. I guess they, put the kids back in the closet, child. And then Azie and Jax are in the kitchen, and Jax says, listen, I love you real bad, Azie. You like a son to me. So you gonna have to go ahead and go to rehab. And Azie said, I beg your finest pardon. I shan't be going any place. You don't want to go to rehab. What addict does? I can't do it. I'm not strong enough. And Jax pours life into him. It was a really touching scene. It was really, really nice to see. Listen, Kyle Barry is the guy who plays Azie. Yeah. I follow him on TikTok. My guy's multi-talented, okay? Because he's acting down in Reasonable Doubt. But my boy be doing backflips and like triple axles and stuff. I said, sir, when did you have time to learn that? Like, he just be flipping like mid-air and stuff. I'm like, Barry, okay, like, don't show off, bro. Let somebody else have talent. He agrees to go begrudgingly to rehab, right? So Jax is like, listen, go in my son's room. What is his name? Corey? Justin? Or whoever you got to call. Say your goodbyes. And they're going to be here in 20 minutes. Soon as she said that, I said, oh my God. Because we know the beginning of the season opened up with her going into that little bar room and somebody was dead on the floor, child. And we didn't know if it was the mama or the son who we can't remember his name. Or if it was Azie or it might have been Louis, child. I don't know. It was Azie on the... I was so upset about it, bro. I was really upset about it. It was really, actually, really sad, like, for real. Because I was like, sad, bro. And you know, like, if somebody's on the floor, a guaranteed way to know if they dead for sure is if their eyes open. You doing cardiac compressions on them. You beating them in the chest and their eyes just like this. No, Azie, don't do it. And I was like, oh my God, did somebody climb through the window? Nope, he had some dope in his pocket. And I don't know if it was a hot dose. I don't know. Well, I guess they said later on that his polar body couldn't take it. Maybe he went in a cardiac arrest or something. But baby, listen, Jax hollering, Louis being Louis. I don't know where Louis was at. He probably wasn't even in the damn scene. I'm just finding a way to blame. I'm trying to find a way to blame Louis for something. Louis standing there looking stupid. Louis didn't even do nothing. I'm sorry. Lou, my bad, my boy. I don't know the song they were playing at the time. The song that was playing in the background, the man might as well have just been crying into the microphone. I was like, God damn. What is this? Jax was like crying and praying, child. And I said, baby, you better call his name, girl. You better call his name. I don't think he gonna answer the phone at this current juncture because his eyes were still open that whole time. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, they put him in the ambulance and Jax has his belongings, right? And then she goes in his pocket and she sees a list that Azie made called Shit I Need to Do. And it's literally like a 12-year-old wrote the list. It's like a checklist. It's like, go to an amusement park, go to the grocery store, meet new friends, like real friends. Like, I was like, oh my God, bro. You know, at the time, you know, I'm gonna keep hope alive because that's what Don King told me to do in the 80s. Well, I was like, okay, well, maybe he's still alive. Next thing you know, they're opening the doors. And we had a funeral. I said, listen, y'all didn't even tell me. Y'all didn't give me no inclination that I was going to a funeral today. You ain't let me get my noggin right. You just got me raw dogging it at a funeral. That ain't right. It's so hard to say goodbye to Azie. R.I.P. my boy. With parents like those, you was bound to fail, bro. I just wish you could have got into like a mentorship program or something. Cause you ain't had no support, bro. Everybody was telling you, yeah, and shoving booger sugars in your nose and abusing you and stuff. They just put you in the garbage disposal, bro. I wish you could have came and stayed in my guest bedroom, bro. That's kind of blues room, but she would have let you stay in there. Now you done gone on home to glory. R.I.P. Azie, bro. I'm so sorry. That's just so sad. It was so sad, man. I wasn't dressed appropriate or nothing, bro. I had candy corn pajamas on. I was inappropriate. They ain't tell me nothing. I was so surprised. And the mama didn't even cry. That's the thing I don't like. That's the thing I don't like. Bald head, scallywag. Not the actress, the mama. The little boy name is Spencer, y'all. Listen, I couldn't think of the son. I call that man Justin, Jacoby, Craig, Clarence. That boy name is Spencer. I'm so sorry, Spence. My bad, friend. So they're at the repass, okay? And the repass, you know, it wasn't repass in the way I feel it should repass. Nobody had no plate. Black people, we will bury you at 12 o'clock, and by 1:15, we gonna be doing the Cupid shuffle. I say y'all can't even repass my boy right. Y'all could have rewound that and redid that and then repassed it correctly, because it wasn't, I ain't like. Comment down below and let me know if you are an African American or black person, okay, If you are of the diaspora even, if you bury your people, do y'all party afterwards like at the repass, or are y'all real solemn at the repass? Because we be cutting the rug, baby. We be drunk. It could just be a Louisiana thing or a Southern thing. I'm not sure, but I'm interested to know though. Jax is, she feeling some kind of way. She feels guilty because she wanted Azie to go to rehab, and Louis is being, very supportive because, that's all he got to do, child. He ain't got nothing else to do anyway. The mama come over there. Now, I'm trying to fight the mom in the street. I know for sure that lady will beat my ass, but I'm sure gonna give it a try. I can't stand that lady. Because she ain't called that lady a cum guzzler. Bro, I thought I was gonna like her in the beginning. You call your cum guzzler over here. I said, oh, wow. Oh. And it comes out that she had invited Azie, the mama did, to go to dinner, and Azie chose to go to Jax's dinner. Because why would I go to dinner with you, babe? I'm telling you, you threw me in the garbage disposal. It was a dirty garbage disposal, and you left me down in there to sit. I'm not going over there with you. And a producer from somebody's studio somewhere was like, hey, how you doing? I know you literally just put your son in the ground about 35 minutes ago. Can I talk to you? I have an opportunity that I like to present. She was like, hell yeah, boy, let me come over there and talk to you. Trash! I know people who, if their parakeet died today, they'd be feeling more feelings than that lady felt for her whole ass child that she put in the ground. Jax ended up going to talk to Kristen, the sister, and she said, why you didn't come and tell us what was going on? Why would you let your brother sit through this trial and whatever? Because, she told Daniel, she confessed to Daniel, and Daniel told Jax. The sister said, listen, I thought, we are the innocent ones, so I just really felt like it was going blah, blah, blah. And Jax said, we? Oh, you speak French now? Who is we, babe? What's going on? Turns out the daddy trash too. Now, we haven't really seen the daddy too much, and I should have had my eye on him earlier, but I had got, distracted by the sister. When I tell you, the minute he opened his mouth in this last episode, I said, sir, zip it up. I ain't got it, bro. You are trash. Kristen go in there because he in there drinking brown liquor by himself, sulking. I said, okay, well, that's normal. You know what I'm saying? You just lost your son. You feeling some kind of way. So Kristen said, you don't want to tell everybody what's going on. People still think that Azie did it. What about his legacy and, whatever. And then the daddy was like, blue chicken nugget. I said no. You are absolutely misbehaving, and you will not get a piece of bacon tonight. And I mean that. Thank you. Her birthday coming up, baby. She is getting biggity. He gonna say legacy. What legacy? You failed at your only job, which was protecting Azie. I said, wait a minute. You hold on. I just want to make sure I have the math right. You, as the daddy of the dead child that you didn't protect, you telling your other child that was born after the dead child that she was the one that was supposed to protect the child that you. No, babe. I don't see that adding up on my abacus nowhere. I don't feel like that math is gonna math ever for me. That didn't make no goddamn sense. He was like, yeah, none of you bitches wanted to fix the Wendy problem, so I fixed it. I said, who? What bitches, sir? Who you talking to your daughter? He said, yeah, I shut her up, and didn't nobody even say thank you to me. And Kristen was like, what you mean shut her up? So now we get the real tea. Wendy likes to go places and make declarations, okay? She was giving Paul Revere. She was announcing things before they had happened, and it really cost her life, okay? So she went over there to Azie in their mama house talking about the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and she gonna make sure everybody know, and that I'm telling you, baby, the declaration of death is what that was, okay? Because she ended up spitting in the daddy's face, which is, girl, like, you should never spit in somebody's face and then just expect to, walk away from that situation. You at least gonna get punched in the face at minimum. So that's exactly what happened to Wins. And she ended up hitting her noggin on a thick ass table in the vestibule. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't dead. The daddy made the poor little wayward sister drag the lady, put her in the car, and then they took her to the cabin. And he made the sister go too, because she be struggling and she just a little go along, just a little mousy McGee. That's probably why they put her in glasses. I guess so. I guess we can move this dead body, and I guess I don't know what's going on. They be giving people with glasses a bad rap. Don't do people with glasses like that. We don't play that. She ended up getting away. The daddy took the gun, and the daddy shot Wendy in the woods. And then the daddy it was the daddy. It was the daddy the whole ass time. He's gonna go after Wendy in the woods and then tell the sister, clean this the fuck up. I'm trying to figure out who he's talking to. Like that people, I don't feel like that question gets asked enough. I will be damned, sir. Hell no. Not for you. No, babe. Not for nobody, actually. But damn sure not for you, because you tried. So anyway, child, I mean, he talking like a goddamn Scooby-Doo villain. If it wasn't for you meddling kid, like he was just telling his whole plan. Like, and then Kristen was like, is that good enough? And I was like, yeah, bitch, I knew he was recording. I knew it, because you ain't really a talker like that. And the police came and arrested the daddy, and I was like, good. Good riddance, babe. Good riddance. But then I was also like, are they going to charge her? Are they going to charge this lady? Because she actually did commit crimes. I don't know, but I just feel so bad for my boy Daniel. Because he was munching down on that thing, child. And the lady was just, you know, the sister and Daniel end up talking. And she's like, you know, Daniel, I love you. And I'm so sorry I couldn't tell you. And I just didn't know what to do and whatever. And Daniel was like, I love you too, girl. Yeah. And then she was like, am I going to see you again? And Daniel was like, well, gotta go. So back at the office, Jax has found out that Bill has made partner. They did not loop her in. She also finds out about the acquisition. A larger company is gonna acquire their firm, and as a managing partner, as a senior partner, she was also not looped into that. And so Bill come over there trying to shove his nose up Jax's ass, talking about, I told them they need to respect your mind. And Jax was like, and so you want me to congratulate you and tell you thank you for having my back for that? Because no thanks. Okay. So she go in her office and she's sitting down and she looking. She contemplating. She just is like, no, you know what? Y'all can have this fuck ass firm. Okay, I'm about to go. Okay, and so she go and she get her packing boxes, babe, and she pack it up. Okay, now they did not show Jax quitting or leaving the firm. I wanted to see that. I knew she was gonna eat down with it. I knew she was gonna read them for filth, read them down to the bone marrow. I feel like she could also have a lawsuit on her hands, at least get a little settlement money, you feel me? To go ahead and start her own shop, but she, I guess, I don't know, maybe we'll see, child. Anyway, Jax is gonna open up her new shop. The little friend doctor lady that had her baby, Sally and Bill still clapping each other cheeks, child. Everything is back to where it should be. You're gonna take Crystal and Daniel with her, because you know that's the team. They're the Three Musketeers, and everybody's at the new place. They are unpacking and getting settled in. In come Monica with some goddamn set it off braids. I said, listen, not right now, bitch. We are in mourning, okay? Whatever you about to do, I don't have time, okay? She come in there with the blicky. She pointing it, and it looked like she pointed at Jax, because you know her and Jax was about to scrap in that garage that one time. And so she got a little something on her mind, so she come in there with them set it off braids and point the blicky at Jax, and everybody moving, and then the gun go off, and then the thing go to black. I said, oh my God. I don't have time. It's not gonna be Jax. I know it better fucking not be Daniel. I know that, okay? Let Lewis take a chance. I don't know. Listen, let Lewis go ahead and try to save his wife. Let her just go like that. Just push her out the way and just maybe, get a little graze. It for sure can't be Jax, and it bet not be Daniel. I don't even think Crystal was there that day. Crystal was probably getting a little mani-pedi and stuff. I don't know. I said what I said, and that better be it, okay? Reasonable Doubt has been renewed for season 4. I love that. Love to see it, okay? So we're going to be back for season 3. This season was the best season of the show, in my opinion, okay? And I know I had dipped out on y'all, but that wasn't my fault, bro, because I had volunteered to do stuff at my children's school. And when, I don't know if you ever dealt with moms at a school. Yo, I'm not that kind of lady. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the band. That ain't me. So I had to, anyway, child. I'm sorry I had dipped off. I'm back now. We wrapping it up. Comment down below and let me know what you thought of season 3 of Reasonable Doubt. What you think about the fume, child? What did you think about Azie? Did you figure out who did it? But we got to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I've been gone for a week and some change. So we got to catch up. Okay, I'm going to talk to you later. I love you. Bye-bye. Oh, it's the time join the morning show. What? Okay, let me go.